Hey everybody, back to the project ElCamino, and kind of interesting twist that we got going on. Had a different plan, but I'm actually moving my cheese on this one, and it's actually moving it for the better. But either way, we're getting this done. But it just so happens, through the power of YouTube, I met a guy, a friend of mine now, Rick Martin, and I've been helping him with his E4OD transmission, and it just so happens that he is a painter, and he actually was rebuilding his own transmission. So I figured, man, these guys got to be a mechanic. He took it upon himself to attempt to rebuild his transmission, and he actually did a pretty decent job on it. It's just a couple things here and there, and we'll talk about it in a minute. But it turns out he's a painter, so I'm going to help him with his transmission. He's going to help us out with the paintwork on the ElCamino. So the original plan was to start with the transmission. We kind of did the brakes more or less and then do the trans. But as it turns out, we're going to go ahead and do the paint job on this thing first, which kind of scares me a little bit, but it is what it is. We just got to be careful. And I've done it before on nice cars, putting motors in and stuff, but we just have to be careful around the paint. But when opportunity knocks, you got to jump on it. And if this is not a perfect opportunity, I don't know what is. So we're actually going to start stripping the car down for paint and go from there. We actually had a cowl induction hood delivered today. That's one of the biggest body pieces. That's the only thing that needs to be replaced. And that didn't need it, but that was kind of an upgrade. So we got this beautiful cowl induction hood. This thing's awesome. No damage in shipping, thank God. That doesn't always happen. So we're gonna put the cowl induction hood on it, and we're gonna start stripping this car down. And then we got Rick's E4OD transmission. It's a 1994 Lightning Ford. It's got a 5.8 liter with a supercharger on it. And he went to rebuild it himself. He actually did a pretty good job. It just, there was a couple things. And if you look at this is the overdrive planet. This is the one that come out of it. And he left this bearing out right here. And that was causing it to contact this hub down here and make a bunch of metal. And he said it worked good when it was cold, but when it got hot, it started losing gears and everything. And basically from that metal, it was just hanging up and causing it to lose gears here and there. But we got that. And then there was one other bearing down in the forward drum, which basically gave it about 150 thousandths end play. So the back end of the trans had too much end play, and it was kind of slamming around. It didn't cause any problems because he did the smart thing and he quit driving it. He said he has about 30 miles on his trans since he rebuilt it, which is the smartest thing you can do if it's not working right. Fix the problem. Don't try to keep driving and drive the problem away, because it doesn't happen. So we're gonna make this thing right tight. It's got the tugger kit in it. He put that in there. He's got all kinds of parts. He did not spare any expenses on this thing. If you look at his pan, this thing is crazy. Awesome pan. It's got the fins, the cooling fins in it. So we're gonna completely tear this down, just like I'm doing a new rebuild. Send it through the machine, get all the metal out. Probably end up having to take all the valves out of the valve body just to make sure that there's nothing sticking, because once you get that kind of metal going through the valve body, you never know what can happen. So we're gonna do that. So we're on to the ElCamino, paint job on the ElCamino. We're gonna tear this thing down and show you guys what we're gonna do, get the ElCamino ready, and we're gonna work on the E4OD. And it's a swap thing, and it couldn't work out any better. YouTube is beautiful. It's a wonderful thing. So stick around and we're going to get to it. All right, so we're moving along here. We got the whole front end, all the chrome, the bumpers. It's amazing how many parts are on a freaking car, but once we get it blown apart, you can see that we're 1/4 tearing this thing apart. You got a table full. got a garage over there, loading up, but it is what it is. We did test fit the new hood, the new cowl induction hood, because they said do not do any paint work. Make sure the hood fits first. This thing so far has been money. The biggest thing now is the front end has been a little off. And I don't think this car has ever had any major body work done to it or any crash damage, a little bit front end, but nothing crazy. So not sure what's going on with that. The door gaps are a little off, and I did find the right door is rusted out at the bottom, which I wasn't expecting. So right now I'm looking for a front door. So anybody out there has got a right door for this thing, hook me up, because I haven't found one yet. Still waiting on that. But so the hood's money. We got that going. We got all the got the fender wells out at this point. Only one bolt has broke off so far, so I'm happy about that. Got both fender wells out. Got the front end pretty much off here. We're blowing the whole front end off of this car. Fenders, doors. You got to do door hinges and replace that right door. So we're just going to go ahead and do it. But everything's looking pretty good. No huge surprises so far, other than the dirt. We have power washed the crap out of the bottom of this car. And when we originally got the car, we power washed the entire car. And everything I take off has just got piles of dirt in it. So I'm kind of glad we're doing this. Get rid of all the dirt, getting ready for paint. Coming back to the back. Still no major rust holes other than that right door. Nothing, no surprises. Got all the trim off. Rocking and rolling here. It's all happening. Window trim. And nothing crazy. Just a normal old car. So we're looking pretty good here. So we're just going to keep moving along, get ready to pull the hood and the fenders and doors and just going to keep on getting it. So. All right, moving along here. We obviously got the whole front end tore off this thing, and we're going to go ahead and power wash it again, because after taking all these panels off, there's just pockets of dirt everywhere. But got the front end off, got the right door off, got our new hinges. So we're going to end up changing them out, and looking pretty good here. Again, no surprises. Only one broken bolt so far, and that was under the battery. The battery acid just corroded it, but other than that, we're looking good. Other than need to get this thing spotless. And now that we got it all torn down, we can actually get it super clean. But I mean, if you look at this car, there is literally no rust where the fenders bolt, doors, no rust whatsoever in this car. So I mean, it's like the perfect car to restore. But yeah, we're just going to keep on getting it here and do a little power washing and keep moving forward. Okay, stage 2 is complete. We got the door off. Everything's happy so far, no big deal. We got the fender wells cleaned up, factory fender wells, and they're perfect shape. No issues there. Got that old door that needs to go, but looking really good here. No big surprises, as I say again, but stage 2 is complete. We're gonna replace the door hinges. This door is just fine, no big deal. And we're just gonna keep on getting it here. But it's looking pretty good now. Now it's time to start resurrecting it. We're gonna take this core support out, the whole core support, take it all apart, sandblast it, and paint it. So that'll be good once we do the motor and we paint the whole inside of the engine compartment. We don't have to tear everything apart again. So we're gonna do that. So stick around. We're definitely gonna get to it. We're getting to it. Everything's pretty happy here, and we'll talk to you soon.